Hello, my friends on YouTube. Today is Sunday, the 25th of August 2024. Today's video is Mut'ah, marriage. We're going to explain that. However, before we start, this is for adult only, and if any children under age, please have them leave the place. Mut'ah, marriage. The word is Arabic, Mut'ah, and it means marriage, convenient marriage, just for sexual relationship only. Okay, to enjoy sexuality only. To be truthful, all over the world, not just in certain countries, we find that all over the world. People sell their body for money, sex for money in exchange. And this is, unfortunately, it's not just men seeking sexuality from women, but the other way around. So it goes both ways. It's very unfortunate, but this is reality. And in Arabic, the word mut'ah, it means enjoyment of this activity, the sexual activity. So I'm giving this introduction because I don't want to be just tearing certain group of people down. In all over the world, this is found, and sometimes in a very gruesome way. When we see that in all over the world, and without exception, all people who claim to be religious, whether they are Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Hindu, this is found. Nonetheless, it is not with the blessing of the founder of this religion. This is something is practiced since the beginning of time. It's in history books. People sold themselves. This was the only thing they have, is to sell their body so that they can sustain themselves, or for pleasure they sold that. That's their business, but it's not with the blessing of a religious leader who is trying to portray himself as a man who is coming to bring the highest moral standard to humanity. That's the big difference. And why am I saying that? I'm going to put all that in the description box, and it is the founder. I will try to be very careful because I don't want to get another strike. I'll try to be very, very careful because even from reading what's in the text, I got strike. So I'll try to be careful, and I will let you kind of like find out what I mean. Okay. So in Hadith, the people who are narrated this Hadith are so many, the list is long, so I'm going to straight to the Hadith. The Prophet of Allah, when they went to invade Mecca, the people there, to make it sound so big and so huge, they stayed there for 2 weeks. But to make it long, they say 15 days and 15 nights, 30. So the 15 made it 30 by dividing the day, making it one. I waited 1 day but also one night. So I waited, instead of saying one day, because it's a day and night makes one day, no, 15 days and 15 nights without, okay? So they went to the Prophet of Allah, may the blessing of Allah be upon him. I'm very respectful, okay? So they asked him, what's the situation here? 15 days and 15 nights, and we don't have women. So the Prophet of Allah improvised. He was very wise, very, very wise. So he told them, go and, go. Find something. So they went to find. And then a guy and his cousin. The cousin is a little bit older than, one is older than the other, but they are cousins, okay? The younger guy, he is more handsome, he is strong, he has good presentation. However, he is poor. They didn't have money to offer their finding. So they described that they found a girl who is tall, with a tall neck, long neck, I'm trying to translate what's here. Long neck, as long as a virgin camel neck. So anyway, that's how they describe beauty at that time, that if you find a slim girl with long neck, that was the standard of beauty. So you compare her to a virgin camel, female camel. So she's pretty. They went, both of them, to her, presented themselves. They don't have money, and they want so both of them offer their coat or cloak to see whom she would choose. They don't have money. She asked them, what are you going to pay me? So they didn't have money, so each took his coat and gave it to her. She looked at the young man's cloak, and it was worn out, not so good looking, but the guy was. Whereas his cousin is much older, and yet his cloak was newer and of good fabric, good material. However, she preferred the younger guy, and she told him, although this cloak is better and cleaner and I'll take this one as a payment. And he stayed with her 3 days and 3 nights, taking care of himself and her. And the thing here, I'm going to put all that in the description box. The founder of Islam, it says, the Muslim Sunni and the Muslim Shiite, they are in dispute about that. And I'm going to say why. The Prophet of Allah, may the blessing of Allah be upon him, allowed his followers to do these things. And then he prohibited them and re-allowed them. And the Sunnis say he prohibited until the day of judgment, no more. However, the Shiites say, no, that's nonsense. He never did that, and therefore we do enjoy sexual relationship. So we still do that. We are not stopping. So countries like Iran, Iraq because it has majority of Iraqi people are Shiite. Iran, majority are Shiite. And therefore, Shiite are still practicing that openly, even in some countries like Great Britain, like in Germany. Those Shiite who fled the war in Iraq and Syria, also there is big number of Shiite in Syria. They practice that in these countries. And the Muslim leader, he brings them together. And they agree on everything. You want half an hour, you want 1 hour, you want all night, you want 2 days, you want 1 week, 1 year. Everything has a price. And exactly what are you interested in? Normal stuff, or everything has to be put on the table. So here, there's another hadith that it has been forbidden by the Prophet, but it is such short hadith. It's 2 words that I really believe that the Muslim Sunni added this hadith because of embarrassment. They are ashamed. Okay? So it says, the people who narrated the hadith until it comes that the Prophet of Allah, may the blessing of Allah be upon him, forbid Mut'ah, marriage. That's it. He forbade it. But there is no long story how it came to that. He just forbade it. That's it. And that's why it's not that I support the Muslim Shia. No. It seems to be this is out of shame. They put these words that it's been forbidden. It goes actually here. One of the schools of Islam, of Sunni Muslim, they have 4 schools. One of them, the leader of it, his name is Abu Hanifa. And this Imam, who well-respected scholar in Sunni Islam, said, he's explaining Islam, that part of Islam, and many people take him seriously. This is one of the 4 schools of Sunni Muslim. He says, Imam Abu Hanifa, this man, whoever, I'm translating my own translation, but I'll put that in the description box. I actually didn't find translation for this part. If you want, you can copy and paste to Google, and they will translate it for you. Anyway, Abu Hanifa, this man, says, whoever hired, the word, it might come as rented, because in Arabic we say rent, but hired a woman to commit that stuff with her. He hired her and he did with her that stuff. This is not wrong, because this is a business transaction, and he paid her. That is her dowry, because in Islam, in Islamic tradition, when a man wants to have a woman to marry, it's not like marriage in all over the world. No, he has to pay. And if you pay for half an hour, it's not the same as when you pay for 1 day. It's not the same if you want her for 1 month. Let's say you are on a business trip and you are Muslim Shiite, and you're on a trip for 1 month in a different country, and you want a woman to be with you for that 1 month. You have a contract with her to stay 1 month, and you have to agree on the price. At the end of this month, you divorce her, you go your way, she goes her way. But when you marry her all of her life, there is a different price here also. Okay? You are taking her to do that all of your life, using her for that. So, this Imam Abu Hanifa is speaking about that this lady is paid her dowry. She was bought for marriage for half an hour or 1 hour, and she's paid, and she got her payment. In a way, when you hire somebody to do certain, let's say you need a plumber or a mechanic to fix your car, you hire this plumber to do the work and you agree on a certain price. He can take half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours for the job he is doing in your home, and you pay him the amount you agreed on. He goes his way, you go your way, and that's it. That's a business transaction. And it's the same with this woman. It's a business transaction. She was called to perform this duty, and she was paid. Therefore, that's not something bad or wrong. She did a business transaction with this man, and he did a business transaction with her. So she is paid, and everyone depart to his way. And therefore, that is, we shouldn't look at that as something wrong. No, it's a business. And they actually justify that one day Omar, the second caliphate after the death of the founder, that also it seems to be put together after the death of the founder to kind of like justify adultery. Okay, they speak of this second caliphate, that somebody came to him, that one woman asked some milk from a man who had some cattle, probably camels or goats or what have you. She was hungry and thirsty, so she asked for something some milk to drink. So he told her, no, what do you give me in exchange? She had nothing. So he told her, you give me yourself. So she said, okay. So when they told Omar this situation, he said, well, she was paid. There's no wrongdoing here. She was paid. That's her dowry. She's paid for her service. You see, all over the world, this is found. All over the world, people commit this stuff. They do that. Men and women. There are certain, they call it the red zones in each country. Well, some countries, they prohibit that, but it's found. But none of these countries, none. The government may look at it, it's business. We just have to check that they are not sick, they are transmitting disease or something of that nature. But that's a government. I have never seen any other faith that the founder himself allows that kind of stuff to go on. Only in this religion. The founder allowed them. He was a very pragmatic man. And that's why I don't think really he forbade that stuff at the end. No. I don't think the Shiite are lying when they say he never did. And the reason here is, if people can go and ask for something to eat and say, no, you have to give me yourself or something to drink because they are dying, and no, what do you give me in exchange? You have to give me something in exchange. So if they have nothing, they give their body. Otherwise, they will die. So, all over the world, this was not practiced because of the religious founder allowed it to happen. Some religious leaders never spoke of it, but that does not make it right or wrong. It feels like a violation. It's wrong to violate a person because he or she is in need to that level. But when it comes from the founder to justify such behavior, this is sickening. This is sickening. Thank you very much. I'm sorry once again, my videos are not the best, but reality is what it is. Please share, comment, and we hope to hear from you. Thank you very much.